Kajal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kajal, what do you do?
Ma'am, I'm a housemaker.
Okay, you are a homemaker. Say I am a homemaker.
Yes, ma'am. I'm a homemaker. Okay.
So Kajal, tell me about your family.
I have 2 children.
Not
My
children.
husband is
दो बच्चे होते हैं तो two childrens नहीं बोलते. Children is already plural, right? I have 2 children.
Okay.
So
I have 2 children,
okay,
and my husband is doing government job.
your husband is in government job. Okay,
Ma'am, one is boy and another is girl.
okay. So the elder
My
one is boy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How old is he?
Ma'am, he is 8 years old.
He's 8 years old. And your daughter?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, she is only 3 years old.
Okay. So they both go to school?
Ma'am, daughter is not go to school. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can say my daughter doesn't go to school.
Okay. My daughter doesn't go to.
What does she do all day? Does she bother you or trouble you all day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All time I'm busy.
Okay. You are busy all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because both are small, na.
Yes. So both are young children. What time does your son go to school?
Ma'am, my son go to school in early morning, 6 o'clock.
Instead of saying go to school, you should say my son goes to school early in the morning at 6 o'clock. He goes at 6 o'clock. That
Yes,
early?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Where do
Is
you
it
live?
very early?
Where do you live?
Ma'am, I live in. He live in 5:40, 5:50, 5:50, I think.
No. He leaves at 5:45. I got it. I'm saying where do you live? Where are you from?
Ma'am, I am from UP. I am from UP, but this time I live in Delhi.
Okay. You are from UP, but right now you're living in Delhi.
Yes, ma'am.
Which school is this you're talking about?
Ma'am, Army Public School.
Army Public School. Why does the bus come at 6 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Is it so far from your
Ma'am,
house?
no, ma'am. Is it not so far? But bus can pick up every stand, every children's. They can consume time.
Okay, it's not that far, but the bus has to pick up every child. That is why it comes so early.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the school timings?
Ma'am, school started timing is 7:20, na?
School starts at 7:20, but the bus comes at 5:45. That's a
Yes,
lot.
ma'am.
Yeah, he must be getting
Yes,
very
ma'am.
tired.
And ma'am, he's coming 3 o'clock.
He comes back at 3 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
He leaves at 5:45 and comes back at 3 o'clock. That means some 8,
Yes.
9 hours. Yeah, that's 9 hours.
Yes,
That's a lot. Does he get enough sleep?
ma'am. Not she take not a good sleep, but ma'am, I don't know how I can express myself.
You tell me in Hindi.
ओके मैम एक्चुअली वो सुबह जाता है 3 बजे तक आता है मैम उसकी नींद तो वैसे भी पूरी नहीं होती है बट मैम क्या कर सकते हैं प्रॉब्लम है ना यहाँ से स्कूल दूर नहीं है लेकिन बस बहुत जल्दी आती है
Okay,
क्योंकि
so
पास
let's
पास में
try to translate all this in English. उसकी नींद पूरी नहीं होती है पर क्या कर सकते हैं उसकी नींद पूरी नहीं होती है that means he doesn't get enough sleep. पर क्या कर सकते हैं but what can we do? यहाँ से स्कूल ज्यादा दूर नहीं है. The school is not very far from here, but
यस मैम
bus comes too early. So what does he do after coming back? Does he go to bed?
नो मैम ही इज नॉट स्लीपिंग
Oh, he doesn't sleep.
all time he is coming home and all time he is playing.
He comes back and he
Do
plays
your
all
homework?
the time. He comes back and plays all the time.
He
So,
comes back and play all the time.
so your daughter gets very happy when she sees him.
Yes ma'am, she is very happy.
Oh, she waits for him.
Yes ma'am.
Do they fight with each
Ma'am,
other?
both are ma'am all time fight with
Okay, they fight with each other all the time. So,
all the time ma'am.
all the time. You are more close to the children or your husband?
Ma'am, my husband is more close to the children's.
Okay, he is more close to the children.
Ma'am, because I am a hyper
Children's,
person.
not children's, it's children. Bacche.
Ma'am, children, sorry.
Children means bacche.
हाँ.
Baccha बोलना है तो child. One child is baccha
Okay.
and children means bacche. Right? Why do you want to learn English?
Ma'am, because I have to face many problems.
Okay.
I can go my I can go my PTM.
Okay, you can go to the
Ma'am,
PTA
ma'am can say
confidently if you know English, right?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am can speak only in English. I can understand, but I cannot express myself.
Okay. So the teacher speaks in English. You understand whatever she says, but you can't express
Yes,
yourself.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Same
ma'am.
with your child, your son, does he speak in English?
Yes, ma'am. He is speaking in English.
He speaks in English. Daughter, Does she know a few sentences of English?
No, ma'am.
Or your son, does he teach her?
She's speaking in English only in school.
Your son, he speaks
He is
English
speaking only in school.
Okay, he speaks only in school. Okay, does your husband
Yes,
speak
ma'am.
English?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So only your son speaks English, and that too only in school, not at home.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, because my home everyone cannot speak in English now. That's why how they can speak. We have decided that I can learn in English.
Yeah. So if you learn English, what are the advantages? If you learn English, you can speak to your children in English and they can also learn English. And your daughter, who is just 3
Yes,
years
ma'am.
old. So if she now
Yes, ma'am.
understands how to speak in English, she can be very fluent by the time she is 8 or 10. Yeah. Your son goes to an English medium school.
Yes, ma'am. Army Public is the best school.
Do the teachers speak in English?
Totally English, ma'am. Everyone cannot speak in Hindi.
Okay, they are not allowed to speak in Hindi.
Yes, ma'am. मैम इवन मेड स्कूल मेड जो है वो भी हिंदी नहीं बोलते.
Tell me, what does your daughter do all day? She is very naughty?
मैम शी इज वेरी नॉटी. शी इज अ टॉकेटिव पर्सन.
She is a?
ऑल टाइम शी इज टॉकिंग. शी इज अ टॉकेटिव पर्सन मैम.
She's so talkative, she talks all day.
यस मैम फुल डे शी इज स्टार्टेड.
You didn't put her in school?
मैम this year I can put her school because I am coming in Delhi in mid.
In May. Okay, you came to Delhi in May 2024. You will put her in school.
Yes ma'am.
So will you put her in the same school in which your son goes?
No ma'am. Army Public School is started in first class. First class ma'am.
It starts from class.
First class.
It will be too much traveling for your daughter. How can she travel so much distance? That will be too much for
Yes
her.
ma'am.
Does she sleep on time or she keeps you awake at night?
Ma'am, she is awake half full 2 o'clock, ma'am.
Oh, she's up
Night.
till 2 o'clock in the night.
Ma'am, she's not sleeping early. I don't know why. All time masti मतलब morning ma'am. और ma'am morning get up late.
You mean to say वो रात को जल्दी नहीं सोती है? Then you can say she doesn't sleep early. और सुबह देर से उठती है. सुबह जल्दी नहीं उठती है. She doesn't get up early. She gets up late. She gets up. Get के साथ s लगाओगे आप. Because she is singular.
Gets up.
हाँ. She gets up late. So what are you doing to learn English? आप बोल रहे हो ना, I want to learn English. What are you doing for that?
Ma'am, sorry. You can again.
कह रही हूँ कि आप इंग्लिश सीखने के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं? You're saying that you want to learn English, right?
Ma'am, I can read books
Okay.
and watch videos.
Okay. You are reading books and
Ma'am,
watching movies.
Yes ma'am. Ma'am, I have read moral stories.
You are reading moral stories.
Yes ma'am.
Are you reading your son's storybooks?
No ma'am.
Okay.
I'm reading ma'am.
Okay.
But I have purchased extra moral storybooks.
Okay, very good. It's a very good idea to read storybooks at first. Written English that's in the storybooks will give you an idea how the sentences are formed. What else are you doing? What kind of videos are you watching?
Ma'am, your videos I have watched with Jyoti ma'am.
So you have watched my videos.
Yes ma'am, I have watched your videos.
Okay, which video did you watch? The conversational video or the daily use English sentences or something else?
Ma'am, conversational videos.
The conversational video.
Because ma'am, I have not more time.
Okay. So you can say I don't have enough time. So that is why I only watch conversational videos.
Ma'am, can you give me some tips how I can improve?
Okay. First of all, you keep on reading every day. How much time are you devoting to reading?
Ma'am, I have read only 1 and 2 stories.
Okay, you read only 1 to 2 stories every day.
Yes ma'am. Yes
Okay, that
ma'am.
means about half an hour.
Yes ma'am.
So do one thing, keep reading for half an hour. And apart from that, for 1 hour, watch some English content. English content means क्या होता है? What do you watch on TV?
Ma'am, Puntun cartoons. Ma'am, I watched Puntun cartoons.
Puntun cartoons. What is this Puntun cartoons?
Ma'am, I watched not TV. I watched only in mobile phone.
Those cartoons which you are watching, are they in Hindi?
No ma'am.
Then?
In English ma'am.
Okay, yes, very good. Be it conversation or comedy हो, movie हो, serial हो, cartoons हो, कुछ भी हो. English का content आपको कम से कम 1 घंटा रोज देखना है. So for how long have you been watching English content every day?
Okay ma'am.
आप कितनी देर देखते हैं अभी?
Hardly 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's.
नहीं, आप उसको रोज 1 घंटा कर दीजिए। 1 घंटा आपको कंटेंट देखना है। यू कैन डिवाइड द टाइम लाइक कि मैं 15 मिनट कार्टून देखूंगी, 15 minutes आई विल वॉच अ सीरियल और कॉमेडी, एंड 15 minutes आई विल वॉच सम इंटरव्यूज।
इंटरव्यूज मैम?
कुछ भी, हाँ, इंटरव्यूज देख सकते हो, कॉमेडी देख सकते हो, मूवी देख सकते हो। हैव यू सीन करण जौहर्स कॉफी विद करण?
मैम नो, आई हैव नॉट सीन, बट आई कैन लिसन।
आर वेरी गुड फॉर इम्प्रूविंग इंग्लिश। तो दोस काइंड ऑफ इंटरव्यूज, कोई सेलेब्स का इंटरव्यू है या किसी का पॉलिटिशियन का इंटरव्यू है, कुछ भी देख सकते हो आप। किसी भी टाइप की न्यूज हो, चाहे पॉलिटिकल हो, कुछ भी हो, यू वॉच फॉर 1 hour, एंड अगर आपके पास इसके बाद और टाइम बच रहा है तो आप उससे ज्यादा भी देख सकते हो।
मैम एक्चुअली मैं ना ग्रामर प्रैक्टिस कर रही हूँ, बट आई डोंट नो व्हाई आई, मतलब मैम टेंसेस मुझे क्लियर नहीं हो रहे, बार बार मैं उसको भूल जाती हूँ, पढ़ती हूँ फिर भूल जाती हूँ।
See, I wouldn't say कि you go into complex grammar of English, but tenses की knowledge थोड़ा होनी चाहिए आपको। जो 12 tenses है
Yes,
वो
ma'am.
are important. Otherwise, I wouldn't say कि आप English में interjection, conjunction, everything you have to learn. You just should have a basic understanding of grammar, but tenses पता होना चाहिए। उसके बिना आपको थोड़ा सा दिक्कत आएगा।
मैम वही प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है मुझे।
There are tenses videos on my channel. You can watch those videos, and I am going to come up with a video which will include all 12 tenses in one video. So that will give you an idea. उसको मैं 1-1.5 घंटे में सारे 12 टेंसेस कवर करूंगी। वैसा एक वीडियो आई एम गोइंग टू कम अप विद। उसमें से आपको आइडिया मिल जाएगा और आपको मैं बहुत इजीली समझा दूंगी कि कैसे टेंसेस होते हैं। अदर प्रॉब्लम्स दैट यू आर फेसिंग, डू यू स्पीक टू समवन इन इंग्लिश? बोलने की कोशिश करते हैं आप किसी के साथ?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I can speak with Jyoti ma'am, and tomorrow I can speak with ma'am housewife corner, Mansi ma'am.
ज्योति मैम से बात की है?
Yes, ma'am.
तो आपने बोला आई कैन स्पीक विद ज्योति, इसका मतलब तो ये होता है मैं ज्योति मैम से बात कर सकती हूँ। बट आप मुझे बोलना चाह रहे हो मैंने ज्योति मैम से बात की है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
इसके लिए बोलना चाहिए आई हैव स्पोकन टू ज्योति मैम।
Yes, ma'am.
इफ यू वांट टू टेल समवन दैट कि मैंने मीनू मैम से बात की है, तो डोंट से दैट आई कैन स्पीक विद मीनू मैम। इंस्टेड
I have speak to Meenu ma'am.
नो, आई हैव स्पोकन टू मीनू मैम।
I have spoken to Meenu. Okay.
स्पीक का थर्ड फॉर्म। फॉर
Okay,
स्पीकिंग फ्लॉलेसली यू शुड एटलीस्ट नो द 3 forms of verbs.
Ma'am.
हैव यू मेमोराइज्ड
Yes,
दैट?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
जब आप टेंसेस करेंगे तो आपको ये भी क्लियर हो जाएगा दैट यू नीड टू मेमोराइज द वर्ब फॉर्म्स। उसके बिना आप सेंटेंसेस कैसे बनाएंगे? बिकॉज द सेकंड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब इज यूज्ड इन पास्ट टेंस एंड द थर्ड फॉर्म्स
Yes,
ऑफ
ma'am.
यूज्ड इन मेनी टेंसेस। सो वर्ब के फॉर्म्स नहीं आते होंगे तो इट्स इम्पॉसिबल टू स्पीक इंग्लिश। थोड़ा सा एक कोई बुक ले लीजिए आप, उसमें टेंसेस का बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग, एंड यू कैन देन लर्न द फॉर्म्स ऑफ वर्ब्स फ्रॉम देयर। On the forms of verbs, there are 2-3 videos on my channel in which I have explained very, very important verbs which are very frequently used in spoken English. Those verbs I have explained.
Okay,
Your husband is in government job. So what kind of job does he do?
Ma'am, she is doing. She is the army. Sorry, he is the army person.
He's army person. Okay. Does he go for a long time? Because army people,
Ma'am.
and they go for months together. So does he go for
Yes, ma'am.
a long time?
Actually, मेरी जब से मैम आई कैन स्पीक इन हिंदी।
Yeah, you can speak in Hindi, but we will try to translate every sentence in English then. Okay?
ओके मैम, ओके मैम। मैम एक्चुअली मेरी जब से शादी हुई मैं टोटली दिल्ली में ही रही हूँ बचपन से। मैं यहीं पे थी बच्चों के साथ और हस्बैंड पोस्टिंग आई, वो गए, फिर वो आ जाते थे, ऐसे ही करता रहा टाइम। अभी तो मैम वो दिल्ली में ही पोस्टेड है।
You were in Delhi since the time you got married.
Yes.
You were in Delhi, and the children were also in Delhi. And after
ma'am.
that, he got a posting somewhere else. Then he went there, and then he came back to Delhi. Actually, I was also born and raised in Delhi.
मैम
So,
एक चीज पूछनी थी मुझे।
yeah.
मैम मतलब एक बार मतलब आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल, मैम आपने सुना होगा ना आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल के लिए?
Army Public School has a lot of branches. I don't know which branch you're talking about.
मैम सदर बाजार, नियर बाय सदर बाजार।
Okay, but I now
Kent.
live in Noida. I live in Noida now. I was in Delhi earlier. A few years back, I came to Noida. So Sadar Bazaar will be far from my house.
ओके मैम, एक्चुअली स्कूल कोई भी बेटर होते हैं ना अगर आपका एनवायरनमेंट इंग्लिश का अच्छा हो तो।
हाँ, actually, if you want that your children speak English well in future, then you should put them in schools where it is compulsory to speak in English. And they can't talk to the teachers in Hindi. जहां पर ऐसा एटमोसफेयर नहीं होगा, and teachers also keep speaking in Hindi, और बच्चे भी हिंदी में ही बात कर रहे हैं, वहां पर कितना भी उनको पढ़ा लो बच्चों को, they will not get a speaking atmosphere. So I have seen such schools which are so called English medium schools, but the teachers, they always speak in Hindi.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ,
Yes, ma'am.
बोलते इंग्लिश मीडियम है
Ma'am,
बट
KV
हिंदी, या
and KV schools is English medium, but children can speak in Hindi.
ओके, एंड द टीचर्स
They
आल्सो
cannot
स्पीक,
speak in English.
टीचर्स भी
Yes,
हिंदी.
ma'am. All time speak in
So in such schools, the children's English will always suffer. Their spoken English will suffer. And don't put your daughter in such a school. ऐसे स्कूल में डालो
Yes, ma'am.
टीचर्स शुरू से उसको फर्स्ट डे से दे स्पीक इन इंग्लिश. उसको आपकी बेटी को स्टार्टिंग में मुश्किल होगी. शी विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर हर, बट उसको शुरू के कुछ दिनों के बाद इट विल बी मच बेटर फॉर हर. Otherwise, she will also
Yes,
have
ma'am.
it's the same problems like the other people.
Yes, ma'am. मैम मुझे ना इसी चीज को थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम और था. मैंने सोचा मैं आपके साथ एक बार डिस्कस करके पूछूंगी कि बेटर क्या है मैम, कि एनवायरमेंट ज्यादा है या फिर मतलब हम किसी भी नॉर्मल स्कूल में डाल सकते हैं.
नहीं, सी अगर स्कूल ऐसा है कि अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकता या कोई अफोर्डेबल नहीं है तब अलग बात है. बट इफ इट इज पॉसिबल टू पुट देम इन अ स्कूल वेयर एवरीवन स्पीक्स इन इंग्लिश, देन यू मस्ट पुट देम इन दैट स्कूल ओनली. इंग्लिश अलोन विल मेक अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस. आगे चल के वो कितनी भी डिग्री कर ले, अगर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स में वीक है तो दे विल नॉट बी एबल
Yes,
टू
ma'am.
इंटरव्यूज, राइट? इंटरव्यू फेस ही नहीं कर पाएंगे तो
Yes,
कैसे?
ma'am.
I have seen so many
Yes,
people
ma'am. That is
who have done BTech and they have done so many very nice degrees, but they can't speak in English. Then they suffer a lot.
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Kajal, anything else that you want to tell me or discuss?
मैम नहीं, बस मुझे मतलब ये जानना था कि मैं अपने ग्रामर स्किल्स पे कैसे वर्क करूं, क्योंकि मैं उतना वर्क नहीं कर पा रही हूँ या मुझे सही डायरेक्शन नहीं समझ में आ रही है. कुछ प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है मैम मेरे
I
साथ.
tell you, देखो, ग्रामर में बहुत ज्यादा डीप में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. There is no need to do that. इंग्लिश हिंदी में भी हमको कितनी ग्रामर आती है. We speak हिंदी so fluently. कितनी ग्रामर आती है आपको हिंदी
Yes,
में?
ma'am.
जो स्कूल में थोड़ा पढ़ा, संज्ञा सर्वनाम वगैरह उतना ही याद है ना?
Yes, ma'am. बस उतना ही. Yes, ma'am.
डू यू रिमेम्बर अलंकार, संधि, संधि विच्छेद, प्रत्यय, उपसर्ग?
No,
नहीं,
ma'am.
उसके बिना भी आप आराम से बोल पा रहे हो ना? एंड डज
Yes,
यू
ma'am.
स्पीक इन हिंदी? शी स्पीक्स इन हिंदी, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
तो उसको कोई ग्रामर नहीं आती, फिर भी शी स्पीक्स इन हिंदी, राइट? है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
दैट मीन्स इंग्लिश में आपको बेसिक नॉलेज चाहिए. आप टेंसेस सीख लो, दैट विल सफाइस. टेंसेस विल बी इनफ.
Okay.
आप 12 टेंसेस अच्छे से सीख लो. वॉच द वीडियोस या कोई बुक खरीद लो, वर्ब के फॉर्म्स याद कर लो, एंड आफ्टर दैट जस्ट कीप वॉचिंग इंग्लिश कंटेंट एंड स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग इन इंग्लिश. लोगों के साथ जितना भी मौका मिले, कीप स्पीकिंग इन इंग्लिश.
Okay, ma'am.
So, okay, Kajal, it was so nice talking to you. I enjoyed it a lot. So,
Thank
all
you,
the
ma'am.
best.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, ma'am.